A $500 billion company available at a price of $159.47, a P by E ratio of less than 17. Would you buy a business like that? Solid business, which is expected to be one of the biggest businesses in the world, have a global footprint in digital cloud, in e-commerce. Would you buy a business like that? That is Alibaba today. A cheap business that is available at a cheap price, an opportunity that everyone is missing out on. One of the greatest investors of our time, Mohnish Pabrai, just added close to $200 million worth of Alibaba to his portfolio. Here's what he has to say. Mohnish is an Indian American investor who runs a fund of close to $636 million. A student of Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. He paid $650,000 in 2007 to have a lunch with the two of them. Here is his bull case on Alibaba and China.
If you look at my filings, you can see that we have a position in Alibaba.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, we'd love to talk about Baba because that they're in the news all the time, and they're competing head on with kind of U.S. big tech. They also have Chinese tech that to compete with Tencent. So, what's your overall thesis with Baba?
well, it's an incredible business. I mean, just if you look at Baba and Tencent and kind of where they're at, and the ecosystem and the moat and what they control, and all of that. Look at the tailwinds from China. I mean, there's a lot to me to like, even more than the large US tech, just because I think that the tailwinds are so much stronger, and there's some serious barriers to entry. On the other side, it cannot do what Racers can do. What I'm saying, I buy a 20 million market cap, which has liquidation value of 800 million. That's a 40x.
Right.
And it's a 40x with no future value creation, just the arbitrage of price and value. I think here there is obviously going to be much larger revenues and profits and such in the future with all the different things they have going on. But you're starting from a very large base, right? So 600 billion plus market cap. It's very cheap. I think Baba is one of the cheapest plays out there.
When do you think the Chinese regulatory issues? I mean, do they ever get past those, or do you think that's just part of doing business in China?
I think Alibaba is a crown jewel for China, just like Tencent is a crown jewel for them. So I don't think they will want to do things. These are the plays that have the possibility of global footprints, that they can get there. So I don't think the government is going to take an approach which is going to kill the golden goose, if you will. So my take is they've extracted their pound of flesh, and they've sent a pretty clear message who's in charge, and such. So I don't really expect much more than what we've seen already. Also, the other thing with Alibaba is that in the long term, I think a lot of the value creation for them is cloud, which is non-existent from earnings perspective today. They have some scale, but they're the number one player. But I think that when you look at Amazon's numbers, and Amazon's numbers with cloud are somewhat misleading because they dump their internal cloud expense in there. So actually, 50 billion revenue and 15 billion net income is actually understated. So I think they're making more than 15 on that, because they're growing as well. They're investing in all the future growth. So the cloud margins are incredible. And the issue with the cloud is that very few people can play. I mean, in the US, the game is for the most part over. You've got the players, and they will. It's hard to even see them even changing the position they're in.
As we can see, Mohnish is very bullish on China and Alibaba. He says that Alibaba is the crown jewel of China. They will not kill the golden goose, which is Alibaba. They have taken their fines, they have taken their part of flesh, but they will not kill the business entirely. Not only that, Alibaba has a huge room to expand in its cloud business, which has huge margins in China and around the world. Alibaba has a potential of becoming a global Amazon of the world. And the upside is just massive. The upside is just known ending. And the downside is very, very low. Very low risk, but a huge upside. Pabrai funds owned by Mohnish Pabrai just recently added Alibaba to their portfolio, and now it constitutes over 53% of his portfolio and is one of his biggest holdings. He's backing up what he is saying, and he thinks it's a great business, and he's making it the biggest part of his portfolio. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about Mohnish Pabrai and his buying of Alibaba. With that said, thank you for watching. This is the Frugal Investor signing out.